I'm about to change the way you do 2024 with this one video, what's in this letter. I'm gonna show you how to do this letter. It's about manifestation, law of attraction. And if that's something that you're like, no, I don't believe in that garbage, just stay with me for a few minutes because I wanna try to change your mind. And I'll tell you this, if you're a person that is looking for hard, solid scientific facts, it's not the video for you. I cannot do that for you. This is faith-based. It works with any religion. It works with people who don't believe in a religion. You just have to believe there's something bigger than you, and you can label that whatever you wish. It works in conjunction with prayer if you believe in prayer. And I'm gonna go super fast because I know y'all are nosy and you're gonna screen capture till I read my list. But I'll break this video into several sections in no particular order. How do you do this? What is the secret sauce? Then what is the secret sauce? Why some years I accomplished only 2 to 3 on this list. Why some years I did 5, 6, or 7 on this list. I've never gone above 7. And why I think the super rich do this, and it's a trend that I've noticed. So let's get started. This video, by the way, is with a filter. As you can see, it's like a fake film filter. It's because I came back from a vacation. I ate everything. I didn't work out for all of December. I got sick 3 times. And I've just been eating like food's about to run out. So I'm just trying to like hide it a little bit. It's gonna be unedited, everything. So let's go to this list and where I found it from. I always believe in giving credit. Probably one of 2 things I've ever learned from the Kardashians. Number 1 being stick together as a family, make it work, leverage your work. That's a whole other video. Number 2 being this list. They were on some news show. No, there was not a news show. I think it was CNN. CNN is not news. Neither is Fox or MSNBC. Again, that's a whole other video too. But they were talking to somebody and they were talking about what they learned from their father, Robert Kardashian, a very well-accomplished lawyer. And he taught them this list and they do it to this day. And I decided to do it and it started working out for me year after year after year after year. So that's where I learned it from. And what you do is, actually let me give you a quick example of how this worked out for me in 2023. So that's my 23 list. You can see how worn out this paper is. Ooh, did I just show something I wasn't supposed to show? I might just do a little block there. But I'll tell you one of the ones in the back. Right there. I'll read it to you. I traveled to Europe, and I'll tell you how this worked out, word for word. I traveled to Europe, I make the most incredible videos, meet Gergo, and have beautiful memories. So number 1, who is Gergo? He is the editor for this channel, 3 years plus, has become really one of my closest best friends. And that's it, that's Gergo. He lives in Hungary. I live in Los Angeles. And when I wrote this, December 31st, 2020, what year is it, 23? So when I wrote it December 2022, December 31st, I had no idea I'd be going to Europe. In fact, what happened was in January, Tiziano Ferro, superstar, singer, I've done 3 of his videos now, he asked if I could direct his 3rd single off of the album, whose cover I photographed, by the way. I asked him if I could direct the first. Didn't go so well. I basically got rejected, okay? Then, 2nd video I just forgot all about. 3rd video, I sent him a text. He's like, hey, is that your favorite song, really? He's like, yeah. And he's like, I love the way you see things. Would you be open to directing the video for me? So we did the Addio Mi Amore video. Then he asked me to do the Destinazione Mare video. Also a great video. And then he said, listen, I'm going on tour. And I am doing a very, very special video to a friend of mine that was very special, Raffaella Cara. Forgive me if I said the name incorrectly. And she's a superstar. She passed away tragically. And I want to do a tribute to her. Would you be open to directing that video? Hell yeah. Okay. So I had no idea December 31st, 2022, that I was going to be doing these videos for Tiziano Ferro. Then around April or May, he said, why don't you come to Italy too? You see where this is starting to take shape. I traveled to Europe and make the most incredible videos. I hadn't been to Europe in like 14 years since. And he's like, come, you used to live in Italy, Ostia, a part of our escape route from Afghanistan. And he's like, go see home and go see how far you've come and go see your work on the screens and everything. And I was like, I think I might. And I took a chance and I asked Gergo, who I didn't even know very well. And I said, listen, I know we've worked together and stuff. Would it be weird? Would you ever come to Rome and just meet me? Like, I don't know what other chance we're going to get. He jumped on it and we did like a 2-week trip. One of the best trips of my life. Hands down, one of the best trips of my life. I got like one of my closest friends out of that too. That was written about in the back. I'm trying not to show you guys too much. Right there. And I'm trying not to show you guys too much because they say don't talk about it until it happens. So I'm only showing you like one example of something that happened, okay? The other ones, because that's at the top, and I don't want to take too much of the video, but the other ones are in the middle. If I show you that, then I have to show you the top and the bottom one. We're not about to do that. Now, how do you do this? And how do you supercharge it? And I may have said it in the earlier part of the video, I don't remember. I can't prove to you that this works, but I can prove from my experience. And I can tell you, I'm not selling you anything on manifestation, on law of attraction. But the majority of my career has been based off of it. Every client that I've had that has a value of less than 5 million, I love all my clients. Every client I've had that has a value of less than $5 million, they don't talk about this stuff. Every client that I've had that has a value of over $100 million, in the multiple billions of dollars, they talk about this stuff like you and I talk about a new drink, a new song. You and I talk about headlines in the news or a new, I don't know, a brand we wear. They talk about this stuff. And I noticed this, and I noticed that the more impoverished somebody is, the more paycheck to paycheck somebody is, the more they make fun of this stuff. The more they think it's hokey, that it's a cultish behavior. But what cult do you believe in or belong to? It goes with whatever faith you have or don't have. It goes with whatever religion you practice or don't practice. There's no central unit to this. But I'm just telling you, the more unhappy somebody is, the more paycheck to paycheck somebody is, the more they struggle with happiness, with finances, the more they make fun of this. The more wealthy they are financially, assets, knowledge, travel, life experiences, the more they swear by this. That's another piece of evidence I could give you, okay? I've worked with some monsters, like monsters as in big size. Madonna does this shit, okay? I just photographed a presidential candidate, does this shit. Excuse my language. Authors. Bob Proctor, like basically the godfather of law of attraction that I photographed twice, does this. Oprah Winfrey, never worked with her, does this. Michael Jordan, I know, does this. It goes on and on and on. Give it a chance. So here's how we do it. You take a piece of paper, write it by hand. Literally just handwrite that sucker, okay? Pen, piece of paper. Do 10, 5, 10. And then do an 11th one, which is a bonus one. The 11th one should be so out there, so crazy. Like, wouldn't it be so cool and mind-blowing if? Do that. And ask for something crazy. Now the years, so I'll tell you the years that it works out really well and the years it doesn't work out as well. And then I'll tell you how I do my list, okay? The years I only have like 2, my record low is 2 things came true from the list, which is still not terrible. I never looked at it. I wrote it, but I never really looked at it after that. I was like, oh yeah, new year, let me write a new list. The years that I got 5, 6, I think 7 is my record. I looked at it often. And when I say often, once every 3 weeks, once every 4 weeks, that's it. It's not a huge commitment. Now, what if I did it weekly? What would that do? I take it, I fold it, and I put it in my wallet. You could put it in your phone case. That's another great place. But what you're doing first, let's figure out the how of this. You're going to write 10 things that you want. And the universe wants to help you. The universe makes, like God, the energy, light, Allah, Buddha, whatever you believe in. It makes all of this stuff work. It makes the planets, the moons, it makes the fruit grow at certain seasons, it makes the tide come in right on schedule. It does everything magically. It makes rivers flow the right way every single time. Everything just works harmoniously until man F's it up. But, generally things are supposed to work harmoniously. So who the hell are you? Who the hell am I to think that the universe is like, I'm going to make billions of things work out really, really well, except for that Walid Azami. I'm going to get him. Or yourself. No, we're all part of this. We're all one. We're all part of each other. So it's going to work out for you too. The universe wants everything to work out. Replace the word universe with whatever word makes sense for you, okay? You have to give the universe, the greater power that you believe in, directions to give you what you want. If I was to say, come to my office, I'm in downtown Los Angeles, you wouldn't know where to go at all. You might have a slight idea. There's taller buildings in the background, but you wouldn't know where to go until I give you exact, explicit directions. It is on this street, at this street number. Come in through this door. Take the elevator and hit this floor. It is this number on the door. So we have to give the universe exact directions for what we want. It doesn't just sit there and say, I think Waleed wants a trip to Europe and to meet this friend that he's never met. I had to give it to him, her, whatever, the universe. I said, I want to do incredible videos. I did 3 incredible videos for Tiziano Ferro. And we did 3 really, really awesome, memorable videos for my YouTube channel. That's my memories of Italy. I got to meet Gergo. I got to make like such a super friend that I love so much. I got to see my old home. I got to see my work in stadiums. Down the road from where I was a refugee, and we couldn't even like afford anything. Now I can afford whatever I want on this trip. I had to give the universe directions, and it delivered. So try for 2024 to give the universe some directions. 10 things that you really want. The 11th thing is like, how dare I wish for such a thing? Write it down. If it makes you nervous, if it makes you think people are going to think you're stupid, write it down. Excuse my voice. I've been sick for the past month, but it hasn't stopped me from eating everything in sight. All right. That's what this list is. Super fast, super fast. Okay. Now, how does it work? The secret sauce of it is, number 1, when you write it, you're going to write it and you have to feel it. What would it feel like to have that? What would it feel like to land in Europe and go, oh my God, my mom and my sister escaped war from Afghanistan? And I remember standing in this airport exactly. What would that feel like? What would it feel like for me as a grown man to go, I remember taking a nap in Kabul, and then I woke up, and then suddenly everyone was white? Like, what the heck? What is that? I didn't understand distance. What did that feel like? And what would it feel like to go back and say, but this time, I am doing work for massive stadium shows, 80,000 people per night. Like superstar, like the king of Italy pretty much, Tiziano Ferro. I was a refugee kid. What would it feel like to go back and go do something like that? What would it feel like? Even though I didn't know he was going to call me, but I was like, what would it feel like to go to Europe? And Italy was on my mind. What would it feel like to meet this guy that I talked to on FaceTime once a week for like an hour at a time? We get mad at each other, we laugh, we bonded, we become friends. What would it feel like to give him a hug for the first time? I felt all that as I was writing it. So when you write your 10 things, you have to feel it. The secret recipe isn't, I want a home in Laguna Beach on the coastal side, I want it to be tri-level. No. What would it feel like to drive into that driveway and wait for that gate to open, stare at your neighbor that's mean to you, and just kind of nod at them because you're in your brand new Porsche? What would it feel like to walk down those half levels that are down the side of the hill and look at the ocean view and you go, my God, this is my life? What would it feel like to climb those stairs and get a leg workout? Feel it. It's like the super sauce in this. The second super sauce is this. Once you're done, spend a minute on each one. Play some music. I like Two Lanes. I love that band. They're a German duo, two brothers. Play whatever music you want, ideally instrumental, so you don't not influenced by the words of those songs, that song. And really meditate on each one for like a minute. Pray on it for a minute. What would it feel like? And then put it away in your phone case or your wallet. Then you're stuck at a red light. A few days later, a couple weeks later, you're stuck at a grocery store line. You are stuck at a Zoom call that you're like, why am I even on this thing? Take this out. Read just 1 or 2 at random and think about it. Close your eyes and be like, I want to go, for example, I want to go to Spain. Oh my God, what would it feel like to just step off that plane, feel that warm air in the summer, and hear the music and smell the food and just hear a different language. It would feel like this. What would it feel like to take your first photo and post it on Instagram? What would it feel like to FaceTime someone you love and be like, yo, I'm here. Like, look, is this amazing? What would that feel like? I keep saying feel because that's the secret sauce. Do that throughout the year. It's going to do several things. Number one, it's going to let the universe know this is what I want. And it works this magic I cannot explain. Number two, it's going to keep reminding you this is what you want. And you end up remembering that in your day-to-day. And you start working towards that. Number three, it's nice to see what you wanted. When I was flying to Italy, actually I teared up in the airplane in coach in the middle seat. But that's a separate thing too. I didn't know I wrote this. I traveled to Europe, make the most incredible videos, meet Gergo, and have beautiful memories. I did not know. I sat in the airplane at LAX. And I was like, let me just do this. And I read it and I was like, oh my God. I'm traveling to that right now. It works. There's no financial gain for me to tell you this. Maybe you'll subscribe if you randomly found it. Hopefully, I ask you to please forward it to somebody. I hope you do it today. And if you don't do it December 31st and you do it January 3rd, the universe doesn't care about your calendar year. This is just a human construct. We just know it's a new year, it's a new start, new year, new me. But this year, mean it. Thank you for watching this whole thing. I hope this helps you. It helps me a lot. All right. Happy New Year.